This week in Jamaica Now.
One of the causes of domestic violence stems from paternal issues.
A government MP wants mandatory DNA testing at birth.
This, Madam Speaker, I believe will stem majority of the domestic violence in our society.
Accused in Pathways murder remanded and ordered to undergo a forensic psychiatric evaluation. Prisoner among 4 charged with Clarendon quadruple murder. Why the first witness in the Clansman Gang trial was back on the stand this week. Excelsior school administrator shot on the college campus.
It doesn't make sense.
Opposition reacts to decision to ban 5th form graduations and add 2 years to high school education. Jamaica-born US educator Keishia Thorpe wins 2021 Global Teacher Prize. And
no, you want big thing to lick the house. I want to lick the house. I want big tall water, me come. Watch on my bed. Upon the bed, me have to turn up to escape the water. Me 50 phone gone, me 3 chains, sir. Come with me and call look the man.
Heavy rains leave a trail of woes in St. James. I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. The St. James Central Member of Parliament, Heroy Clark, says he intends to bring to the Parliament a motion calling for DNA paternity testing at birth. Making his contribution to the State of the Constituency debates in the Parliament on Tuesday, Clark cited a study by university researcher Dr. Herbert Gale, claiming that paternal issues contribute to Jamaica's high rate of domestic violence that leads to murders.
Madam Speaker, as a legislator, I will be moving a motion for the DNA paternity test to be done at the birth of the child in order to determine fatherhood of that said child. This, Madam Speaker, I believe will stem majority of the domestic violence in our society.
The legislator did not detail the proposal for paternity test at birth or indicate when he will be tabling the motion, but said there was merit in early determination of fatherhood. The proposal has been getting mixed reviews on social media, but experts say it would be a bad idea and in fact could be counterproductive. A High Court judge has ordered a forensic psychiatric evaluation for Andre Ruddock, the 37-year-old Pathways International congregant charged with the murder of another. Ruddock is accused of killing 39-year-old Tanika Gardner during the October 17 alleged sacrificial ritual at the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in St. James. Last week, an order was made for him to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. But on Thursday, the prosecution requested that a more detailed forensic psychiatric evaluation be done. Justice Vinette Graham Allen granted the request and ordered that a report be submitted to the court by December 3. A Manchester man now serving a 42-year prison sentence is among 4 more men charged with the quadruple killing of a Clarendon family in September. Derek Azan was charged this week with 4 counts of murder in the community of Havana Heights. Dane Anderson, Clifton Wilson, and Raheem Kennedy are the other men charged with the killings. Michael Solomon, who was 25, his common-law partner, Sharona White, who was also 25, Sharona's sister, Tashana White, 33, and White's nephew, Luke Newman, who was 19, were killed in their home on September 12. 2 men, Andre Bennett and Oral Richards, have already pleaded guilty to the murder and illegal possession of a firearm for their roles in the killings. Prosecutors acknowledged that Bennett and Richards were armed with guns but did not fire their weapons. They must each serve at least 20 years in prison. In the Clansman Gang trial, the first witness was back on the stand this week to complete his testimony via video link. On the cross-examination, he told the court that he was forced by reputed leader Andre Blackman Bryan to join the gang. He also said Blackman told him that he would burn down a community in Twickenham Park, St. Catherine, and kill some youths. Gleaner court reporter Tanisha Mundell has been covering the trial and now joins us for more. Tanisha, was there any other significant evidence put forward by the first witness?
Yes, that witness, despite testifying that he had overheard Blackman telling members of the gang that he was going to burn down the community and kill the youth, admitted that he did not put that in his statement that he had overheard Blackman making those comments. When told by the lawyer that that was not in his statement, he requested to see his statement. After seeing his statement, he said what he had in fact put in his statement was that Blackman had intended to kill the youth and burn down the community. When the lawyer again asked him about it, he said that he could not have read Blackman's mind, and so he had in fact heard Blackman saying that he was going to burn down the community and kill the youths.
Of course, the second witness also testified this week. What was the highlight?
The second witness testified this week that he was the person who had tipped off the police about the location of the mass burial site in Rivoli that has been linked to the Clansman Gang. He told the court that he was visiting the community one day to visit a girl when one member of the gang asked him to follow him to a basketball court. He said when he went up to the court, he saw two men from Denhamtown there with some men from the gang being beaten. He said he begged for one of the men to be spared, but his request was refused after a gang member told him that if the man's life was spared, he would go back to the police with their names. Also this week, the second witness admitted that he did not mention two of the defendants in his statement to the police, despite testifying that those two persons were members of the gang in his evidence in chief. One of those persons is the brother of a reputed leader, Andre Blackman Bryan, Kevon Green, who the witness claimed was a top-tier member of the gang. When he was asked by the Chief Justice if he did not think that was an important piece of information to share with the police, he said that he did not remember at the time he was given the statement.
Very well. Thank you very much, Tanisha Mundell. They are covering the Clansman Wandon gang trial, where 33 people are on trial on a 25-count indictment, including murder, arson, and being a part of a criminal organization. A female administrator at the Excelsior Community College in St. Andrew is now in hospital after being shot on Thursday afternoon. The police say sometime after 3 o'clock, a man came onto the compound and called the administrator from her office. She was talking with him outside her office when the man pulled a weapon and opened fire, hitting her multiple times. The woman was rushed to a hospital where she had been admitted in a stable condition. The police say they are working on a few leads and are relying on closed-circuit television footage as part of their investigation. The opposition has rejected the decision of the Education Ministry to ban fifth form graduation at high schools. It's part of a move by the ministry to extend the high school period from 5 years to 7 years. Education Minister Favour Williams told Parliament this week that the extension of the high school life will be under the government's Pathway program.
Alongside the traditional CAPE will be two additional programs, Pathway 2 and Pathway 3. Pathway 2 is our technical pathway, and it is open to those students who have 1 to 5 CSEC subjects. During the 2 years of grades 12 and 13, they can seek to do additional CSEC. They can get the mathematics and English language that they might not have had. We know that those two subjects are critical. Practically every employer asks for CSEC with mathematics and English. These students, while they are in sixth form, will get employable skills and personal and career development courses. They can pursue occupational associate's degree in the field of their choice. Pathway 3 is tailored for those students who need a bit more. We will help them to focus on attaining the mathematics and English certification at the CSEC or City and Guilds level as well.
But the opposition spokesperson on education, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, is not in support of the mandatory 7-year high school program at this time.
It doesn't make sense, because what you really want to do, if you have the kind of resources to do that, is to put that in either early childhood education, primary, or in the secondary system itself. When students graduate grade 12, we should make sure that we are producing well-rounded, qualified students who are able to either make a choice of going on to post-secondary education, starting a job, or going into business for themselves. That is the kind of product that we want coming out of our high schools.
Jamaica-born United States educator Keishia Thorpe has won the 2021 Global Teacher Prize of $1 million offered by the Varkey Foundation. Some 8,000 teachers from 121 countries applied for the prize. The field was reduced to 50 and then 10. Since 2015, the prize is given by the foundation annually to a teacher who has made an outstanding contribution in the field of education. Thorpe is a 12th grade English teacher at the International School at Langley Park in Prince George County, Maryland.
You know, my students are the reason I'm here, and if I don't think about how I can use that to elevate them and to also create a better future for them, who am I without my students?
And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page. Subscribe today and turn on your notifications. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, heavy rains in St. James leave a trail of woes and millions of dollars in damage.
I lay down on my bed, man. I lay down then. No, you want big thing to lick the house. And when you lick the house, I want big tall water, me see come. Watch on my bed, upon the bed me have to turn up to escape the water. Me 50 phone gone, me 3 chainsaw. Come with me and come look, man. You know, just come and come look. Yeah, me a go down to get one man come back, so come.
You have a good one.